Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at the second printing. This game was out of print for a long time, so second printing of Cataphract. And this is part of the Great Battles of History series. This is volume 8, and it is the reconquest of the Roman Empire. So it has all of these battles in it, as well as there's a Justinian campaign game in there as well, with more battles. I'm not sure if this is an extra edition that was maybe in a C3I magazine or somewhere else. But I think these were definitely in the original first printing. This is a 2-inch box from GMT. This is a 2-player war game. It's Hex Encounter, and it's tactical level, obviously Roman Empire. And Great Battles of History, a lot of the time it is, it's a fixed pitched battle, most of the time. Sometimes there's different engagement types, but you know, it's setting up your long lines, using some terrain, keeping cohesion, and being able to fight a specific large pitched battle. So complexity-wise, they've got this in the middle and a medium, which, take that for what you will. You can play it solo in the sense that there's no hidden information. You can just play both the sides if you want to just explore some history and kind of see what the simulation's like. What we'll do, we'll crack it open and take a little look here. Okay, so the first thing we have is the rule book. Huh, that's interesting. So the box says that it's the second printing, and nowhere else does it address the fact that this is a second edition. However, the rulebook is a second edition rulebook, and the same with the scenario book. And and this is the campaign. This is the campaign. This is the actual base game. Okay, so the rulebook says this is an entire second edition, which leads me to believe that this Justinian campaign was something extra. They can like amalgamate everything, put it in a box. Usually that's kind of what's happening at the moment. So let's take a look. This is the rule book for Cataphract. You gotta read all of this to be able to play, basically, hopefully. Let's see. It doesn't seem like it's a ton of advanced stuff. Yeah, looks like basically all of these, you gotta read this whole rule book. Not terrible, 30-odd pages, classic GMT rule book. And then we have, this is the Justinian campaign, so these two go together. Read the rules, and then there's a series of scenarios we'll look at here. But this is the Justinian campaign, which has its own campaign rules between battles, doing things, and it looks like there's a campaign board that you're going to move through regions and fight battles. So this is kind of like that large campaign game rules. So this is another 12, 13, 14, 15 odd pages as well. So good chunk of rules there, 45 pages altogether if you want to play everything. So the scenarios. Does this have the Justinian campaign in it too? Yes. Okay. So these are the original battles, and this is what I talked about, right? This is your scenario setup. This is a pitched battle. So you have East Romanus and you have the Huns. I'll literally line up all my troops, which have all different types, and there's formations and things like that, against a bunch of different Huns, including Attila. So this is going to be a fun game. You have nice big battles. And that's also nice as well. With these new additions, here's all the rules, here's all the setup. They also included in it give you how to play this with the simple GBOH rules. If you don't want to read the 45 pages of rules in this, there is a simple GBOH module that you can use. It strips off some of the chrome that maybe slows it down, maybe adds some realism to it, but it strips away some of the extra bits and pieces to it, so it's a bit of a quicker play, a little bit simpler to learn. But including that in here instead of having extra things you got to print out, really, really nice for people who want options. Catalonian fields, again, Romans and Visigoths lining up against the Huns. Like, it should be a good time. That one, we have Dara. So this is Age of Justinian. Was there, how many battles were there in here? 1, 2, so Dara 3, Dara 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we have a sea battle. Yes. This is cool. Obviously, all of these are land battles, but they give you enough to have one sea battle at least. Just something different. So this scenario book is only for these base scenarios. So the Justinian campaign, does it link a bunch of these together, maybe? Let's just check. Just looking at... it's hard to say. I'll be honest, I haven't read these particular rules, so it's hard to say what that campaign game's going to look like. But I would assume you're moving through the map and then fighting some field battles when you need to. Okay. So we have a stack of... oh, well, we honestly don't have that many maps in this game. It's actually kind of nice, because I'm used to things like SPQR, which had like 12 maps and 8 counter sheets. It was a lot. So this one's a bit of a smaller game. So we have, this is one, so this is a 22 by 34, okay, and it's got 2 different maps on it. So this is the Tricameron, right here. Open field, nice river in the middle. And we have Callinicum. So we have a kind of a hill, raised area, big plain with a road, and then the Euphrates at the top. So that's 2 battles. On the back we've got 3 and 4. Tagine and Dara. And Dara looks like it's a city assault. So you'll have this line of, what I presume was some kind of entrenchments or some field works. And then you got the walls of the city up here that they're probably trying to assault. That's one of the maps, has 4 of the scenarios in it. And this is Catalonian Fields. Again, a lot of these battles, it's where's the empty space, that's where we're going to fight. You might have some skirmishes on the outskirts, but typically that is not what this kind of game is. And then we have the Senegalica for the sea battle. And then Casilinum. So those are all the maps. So it's really only 2 map sheets, but all the maps are on there. And this is this Justinian campaign. Aha, okay. Interesting. So this campaign is not small by the looks of it. I believe you played 10 turns? Yes. So, you look down here, we got a little turn record track, 10 turns. Then we have an action marker track, but it's the whole of the Mediterranean at the time, and everything is divided up into these regions, so you'll be presumably moving armies and stacks around on the map and fighting battles if and when you need to. So this, I've not seen this in this series, but I also haven't played a lot of this series, so this is something new to me at least, which looks very interesting. And this is something that you could probably sit down and do some really cool stuff with, playing the campaign instead of just some individual pitched battles. You play the campaign, and then there's in your game some context to some of the stuff, which I think that's pretty neat. And on the back of this, we have a big old plain. It's literally just beige hexes. And it says Battle for the Eutus River, 447 BC. Eutus River. Okay, this was the first map in a scenario. And I wonder if this could be used as like a generic map if you just wanted to set up your own battles, because it is just plain. So that's nice to have a campaign. So this game has 3.5 counter sheets. And you'll note with these series, the counters are really. I like the look of them. They are kind of busy. There's a lot of different numbers, letters, and colors on them. But when you have them set up on the board, the colors look very cool. Where you're like, oh, I got these guys over here, and these guys here, and these guys here. It's neat. And you have all these Roman leaders. They're neat looking counters. And they have a reverse side, which is I don't know if it's a broken side or if it's just a reduced strength side. We have a lot of our cohesion markers here, just numbers, different numbers on the back as well. A bunch of different markers for different missile, ammunitions, routed markers. These are those ships we're going to use for that sea battle. Just markers as well for the game. And then we have more of that as well. These look like, these are the Justinian, yeah, okay, so this is the Justinian one here. So this is for the campaign. These are the pieces we're going to have on the campaign board. So that's actually something that's very interesting. That's something that has piqued my interest. I didn't know that this had that. Okay. So we have play card 1. So these are identical, so each player can have one. It's a bifold that has cohesion hits, missile range, feigned retreat, clash of spears. So you can see, if you've not played or know much about these games, there's a lot of detail in it. You know, how many games have a feigned retreat summary? I'm going to pretend to retreat, that's an actual maneuver I'm going to do, here's what it involves and how it affects combat. Most games don't have that level of detail. You retreat and you are gaming that. Well, here it has, this is a set maneuver, I'm going to tell my troops to do it, here's how it's going to play out. So that's something that people like about this series. It has a lot of tactical detail. This is the Justinian played card for the campaign. Have a land battle sequence, random events table, army movement restrictions, interception chart. Just one of those. And then back to regular Cataphract. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, they do have two of them. This is just a single double-sided. This is played 2 for the base game. Leadership checks, army discipline, command summary, and summary of orders and line commands. And then we have a little kind of a game track. So you'll have your map out and then have this on the side for your game turns, how many units have routed, and however many have routed, that's how you're going to determine victory, who wins and loses. In the bottom of the box we have a bag of bags, which is nice. We also have a D10, which is what we're going to roll with. And then we have a little package insert as well, which we can toss and recycle. But that's it, that's what comes in this. This is one of... I don't have a lot of experience with this system. I think I have SPQR, and I also have Caesar Conquest of Gaul. But I also have the Boudicca expansion for that. So in my brain, both of those games are very big. There's a lot of counters in each one of those. This one is small in comparison. There's a lot in there though, but this seems quite approachable, which is nice. Who doesn't want to play Romans against the Huns? That sounds like that could be exciting. So this is Cataphract. It says it's the second printing, but I'm pretty sure it has the second edition rulebooks. This might be a second printing of the second edition. Usually on here somewhere it says that that's the case though. So if it's not, it's not. If it is, it is. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Cataphract, Great Battles of History from GMT. Check it out if it's something you're interested in. There is a simple rule set that you can play with this, which I'd probably recommend if you're trying to get into it, or you just want to play something a little bit shorter, but explore some tactical Roman Empiric goodness. So thanks for tuning in, and I've been Alexander from theplayers8.com.